Thank you, Ben.
If you can imagine from Mere to here, and from here all the way over to there's a set of ranges along there which is called the Hapuakohe, and on the other side is Hauraki. All of this belonged to the Ngāti Hine people of Waikato, so there's Ngāti Hine all over the country, but that's all Ngāti Hine ki Waikato, all the way down until you get to Ohenewai just before Huntly. So Rangiriri for this area in Auckland, it was really the start of what became a battle to just take land off us. So Ngāpuhi and all those up north had already had their war, and a lot of their land had been taken. They'd gone from Ngāpuhi, jumped over down to Taranaki, started that war, and then they came back here because they wanted this part. So if you can imagine a warship sitting off there firing cannons into this place, they had 40-pound cannons, so they established a redoubt here. As they kind of started outskirting people, they established a redoubt here, and they had a 40-pound cannon firing down on here. So what you had was this bombardment. So they knew that was coming, which is why all these trenches were in there, because at least they were a lot safer. To cut off all of the whānau that were coming from Tūhoi, the east coast, up north, as those readouts are actually from here right all the way over to Hauraki. You can actually draw a line. And that line was deliberate because anybody that tried to come here were killed. So from Miranda Hot Springs, that's the one, that one is there. That Pukorokoro, that's that one there, all the way to here. So as they were coming down, Tāwhiao and a great number of people from all over the country made a stand here. And they actually couldn't get in, the Pākehā couldn't get into the park. They had 3 regiments. 2 on foot, they had the ones coming off the ships, and they had all of their cavalry come down, and they still couldn't get in the park. There was just no way. We were just too clever. But what happened was that our whānau here were actually running out of ammunition. Do you know the white flag? It's actually a flag of Pāle, and Pāle means that you've decided to sit and just have a kōrero. It is not a flag of surrender. But what happened was, as they went to say, oh hey, look, let's have Pāle, they went and met with them, and they said, look, we've run out of ammo, can we get some off you? I mean, cheeky. And you know, the soldiers were like, no. And then they broke their own rules of engagement and attacked during Pāle. So the thing then was the gates were already open, and you are not, you know, in any Pākehā nation, you're not supposed to do that. So when you attack someone during Pāle, that's an extremely cowardly act, and that is the only reason they got in here. So when that fighting started, what we ended up having was the women and the men were the main artillery, and it was the kids, anywhere up to 12 years old, running between the trenches, delivering ammo to the different guns. So when they came in, they did a good job of slaughtering a good fair number of people. By that night though, most of those people, because Tāwhiao was saying, retreat, but in order to get him away from here, 200 stayed. The rest took off. Now the ones that took off, which were mainly women and children and whatever men were defending Tāwhiao, instead of leaving them to quit this place, they actually started shooting them right across. So as they were, so Tāwhiao had to swim that lake there to get away, and as he was getting away, they were still shooting the children and the women. And so instead of just letting them go, a lot of people died being shot in the back or run down later, so they just kept harassing them all the way down. The ones that stayed were then packed up, put on the cracker, and actually shipped to Auckland. So Governor Gray had his residence on Kawa Island. There was what they call a hulk. It used to be a freighter, but also a previous slaver ship. They took those 200 rangatira from here and they chained them to the bottom of their hulk. So there's actually a photo in one of the Auckland museums, all standing there in their korowai. Now, if they say it was to get rid of the Kīngitanga, then there was no reason for them to stop in the King country, because Tāwhiao was sitting in Pukawa, which was just a little bit further along, but they stopped. They actually stopped because they had at that time gotten all the land that they actually wanted. So the biggest, most successful gardens were in Rangiawhiao, and as you carry on down here, the last battle they talk about is Orako, but before Orako was Rangiawhiao, where our soldiers thought they were coming here, but they actually went around, and once they got to Rangiawhiao, where a lot of our people had retreated to, they pretty much killed as many of them as they can, burnt them alive, shot them. And as Auntie and Uncle Napa had talked about the e pato hau mōteatea, those survivors then went on over to Waihi from Rangiawhiao. So once they actually got through here, they carried on down the river, along this great South Road, Southern Motorway, to Ngaruawahia, where they had another big battle. And then as they picked up people there, they took them back to Kaua Island, chained them to the bottom of the boat, and they basically started to enslave our people. Now what we don't know is that this is about 100,000 acres in that area I've just talked about. We were given 6,000 back, predominantly to those hapu that were loyal to the crown, and then to rebel hapu who would pledge allegiance to the crown to get their land back. So no one really won, because all of this beautiful land was not given to the ones that helped the crown. So the loyalists and the rebels all lost. But when you hear about Native American reservations where people were grouped into reservation, there were 2 reservations in this area that were created. So we have a very lived history of seeing our great-great-great-grandmother come here to fight, retreat back over there, get stuck in a reservation, watching all of her family slaughtered, and then being told you need to breed. That is your sole purpose. For the remainder of your life, you must bring back our people. So all of these different iwi that went to war will have something similar around that. But this is where a great many of them died. This is where a lot of our babies died, our little ones, and a lot of women here died. But all this road all the way down to Te Awamutu, through Te Awamutu, down onto Taumaranui, Tikawiti, all of those were all, the battles occurred all the way down there until they got to the best part of the land. And then they just set up after that. Because there weren't too many big battles after that. After that they just did it with a treaty without even anybody signing, and it just stole all of the South Island, that sort of stuff. So that's kind of, yeah, the most concise version of Rangiriri. I could go on for hours, I'm not going to. Yeah.
Ko waie ki te atu